Hello, fellow Sonic Explorers. I'm Doctor Electro from the Electro Company, your resident mad evil scientist of music dissection. Today, we're diving headfirst into the digital abyss with our first overanalysis of Robopup's electrifying track, Superstar. If you're new here, buckle up. I overanalyze songs by artists like Cyan, Robopup, and Chemical, breaking down every beat, lyric, and hidden frequency. Len, better known as her stage name, Robopup, born March 12th in the 2000s, draws from her European roots. Her dad's Ukrainian and her mom's from Georgia, which explains her fluent spoken Russian, even if she can't write it. She weaves that into her hyperpop world, creating a bilingual blast of cyber fantasy. Big thanks to Robopup for giving us the green light for this deep dive. Artist Spotlight. Who is Robopup? Before we dissect, let's shine a light on the artist. You might know Robopup for a unique blend of catchy melodies and intriguing themes, often exploring digital identities and other unworldly concepts. She's a rising star in the hyperpop scene, blending puppy girl aesthetics and transhumanist vibes. Think wires and hair, Bluetooth veins, and pure digital escapism. Her music screams, "I'm a superstar in another world," and Superstar is her manifesto. Released on July 11th, 2024, via DistroKid, it's already racking up over 215,000 views on YouTube. Fun fact, fans in the comments admit they don't always get the Russian lyrics at first, but that's part of the allure. It pulls you into her multicultural orbit. Overall song structure and genre breakdown. Superstar clocks in at about 3 minutes and 6 seconds, but don't let that length fool you. It's packed with layers. Genre-wise, it's peak hyperpop. Bubbly synths, auto-tune vocals, and electronic drops that hit like a system reboot. Tempo hovers at about 140 beats per minute, and a major key for that upbeat party energy. Both minor undertones hinting at digital isolation. Instrumentation? Heavy on glitchy synths, 808 bass, and vocal chops. Beat changes are subtle yet incisive. Verses build tension with minimal beats, pre-choruses ramp up with echoing Russian lines, and the chorus explodes into a dance frenzy. Notable sounds. Those electronic eyes in the chorus, they're represented by shimmering arpeggios that sparkle like pixels. Grab high-quality headphones to catch the high-frequency glitches that mimic data streams. First, listen. You might miss the low hum under the verses, like a distant server farm buzzing. Playful? Absolutely. But it incisively critiques our obsession with virtual fame. The big picture. What's Superstar about? At its core, Superstar is a celebration of self-actualization through a hyper-digital, almost post-human lens. Robopup constructs a persona that's part pop icon, part cyborg, and part extraterrestrial diva, reveling in the allure of fame while grappling with the isolation it brings. The song's bilingual structure, fitting between Russian and English, mirrors the duality of its protagonist, a being who exists both in a tangible world and a fantastical digital cosmos. The glitch and stutter effects, a hallmark of the track, aren't just production flourishes. They're a sonic metaphor for the fragmentation of identity in a world saturated with technology and performance. Drawing from sources like Genius, the song explores themes of fame, alienation, indulgence, and the fusion of human and machine, all wrapped in a glittery danceable package. Let's dive into the lyrics, line by line, and unpack the hidden meanings, cultural references, and sonic textures that make Superstar a masterpiece of modern pop surrealism. Verse 1. Dissection. The Cosmic Princess. Alright, let's do a class-style dissection of verse 1, but first, have a listen. This is where Robopup establishes her entire persona.
Princess, a superstar, cruising in my spaceship car. You can't keep up, I'm too far. Different planet, different bar.
Right off the get-go, Robopup establishes a powerful, almost regional digital persona, with a bold declaration in Russian, "Я принцесса superstar." I'm a princess superstar. This isn't just any star, it's royalty in her own right, likely within a digital or imagined realm. Robopup's nod to her heritage, spoken fluently thanks to her parents, it's not just a flair. It establishes her as an otherworldly royal, untouchable. From the very first bar, Robopup crowns herself both princess and superstar. Notice how the production here leans into a spacey synth stabs and slightly hollow reverb. It sounds like she's literally broadcasting from orbit.
Cruising in my spaceship car.
That car that she's cruising in? Not a luxury vehicle, but an interplanetary metaphor. It could be a spaceship navigating through the cosmos, or a digital avatar she pilots through cyberspace. It suggests freedom and mobility, but also a specific kind of untouchable distance.
You can't keep up, I'm too far. Different planet, different bar.
Paint a picture of exclusivity and transcendence. She's operating on a different plane of existence that's incomprehensible to others, a cosmic bar hopper on her own lonely orbit. Notice how the subtle synth textures in the background, almost like a hum of a futuristic engine. Even in this early stage, the production hints at a vast digital landscape. Different Planet screams alienation, but playfully she's on her own bar-hopping orbit. Sound-wise, the beat here is on a sparse, with a synth pulse like engine revs. Listen close, there's a faint whoosh under the too far, evoking space travel. This verse critiques our real-world fame. You're always too far from fans on a lonely superstar planet. So, what's the hidden meaning here? This verse establishes a protagonist as a posthuman icon, someone who has transcended traditional fame by embracing a digital, almost alien identity. The different planet could symbolize the internet itself, a space where personas are curated and stars are born in the glow of screens. Ultimately, it's a subtle critique of how modern fame often requires one to become larger than life, even at the cost of relatability. This introduces the song's central tension, the exhilaration of being untouchable versus the loneliness of being unreachable. Verse 1's theme is digital royalty. It's isolation and fame. Verse 2, particular desires and dark undertones. Verse 2 amps the weirdness, blending luxury with eerie undertones.
Sipping on something bizarre, and my favorite avatar. That boy brought me caviar, and his heart inside a jar.
Sipping on something bizarre evokes exotic, perhaps synthetic highs. Hyperpop's love for altered states. And my favorite avatar is pure transhumanism, Robopup's puppy girl persona, wires and all. The lines
That boy brought me caviar, and his heart inside a jar.
are dripping with symbolism. While caviar is a quintessential symbol of wealth and descendants, the heart inside a jar takes things to a darker, more surreal tone. This could represent an emotional commodification. The boy's love is reduced to a preserved, collectible object, something the protagonist can possess without reciprocating. Alternatively, it suggests a futuristic twist, where emotions are literally bottled and traded, a nod to sci-fi tropes of dehumanization. The juxtaposition of caviar, a material luxury, and a heart inside a jar, an emotional currency, creates tension between superficial indulgence and the deeper unfulfilled desires. The heart in a jar serves as an incisive symbolism for commodified love, fans offering devotion like trophies. No flippancy here, it's a playful jab at emotional detachment and digital relationships. Hidden meaning. This verse critiques the transactional nature of fame and relationships in the digital age. The boy could represent fans, admirers, or even the music industry itself, offering tokens of affection or exploitation that the protagonist consumes without fully engaging in. The heart in a jar might also hint at a protagonist's own emotional detachment. She collects hearts but keeps them contained, unable to truly connect. Additionally, given the expense of caviar, the heart inside a jar could metaphorically imply that the boy had to sacrifice something vital, perhaps even a part of himself, like an organ, to afford such a lavish offering, highlighting the extreme cost of seeking the protagonist's favor in this transactional digital world. One might wonder if the boy is a specific figure in Robopup's life, or a stand-in for her audience. The line feels personal, yet universal, inviting listeners to project their own experiences of giving too much to an unattainable idol. It's a commentary on parasocial relationships, where fans offer the devotion only to find it preserved in a jar rather than reciprocated. Sound. A bubbly sense mimicking sipping, and with headphones on, catch the echo on the jar like glass clinking. The beat stays steady, building to a pre-chorus tension. The layering of vocal harmonies adds to an almost ethereal quality, further emphasizing the otherworldly nature of this avatar. Did you catch that subtle, almost distorted vocal sample in the background? It's fleeting, but adds to a sense of something being slightly off-kilter. Drawing from her Georgian Ukrainian roots, this mixes Eastern European folklore, hearts and jars invoke fairy tales, with modern cyber love. Pre-chorus analysis, Shining Forever in Russian. The pre-chorus is a hypnic bilingual mantra that serves as a bridge, repeating for emphasis and reinforcing the protagonist's divine status. Her Russian lines aren't filler, they emphasize timelessness and inheritance. The language itself has a heavy Renaissance texture compared to the airy English phrases. It grounds the song. Her voice in Russian becomes almost incontinary, a chant of performance in a digital world obsessed with fleeting trends. Translations: I am a princess, I am a star. I shine forever. Baby, come here. I know I'm your dream. Corrected from Surko to Surkau, Robopup's spoken Russian shines through. The energy builds once again, preparing us for the final iteration of the course. Notice how the vocal delivery becomes slightly more urgent, emphasizing the unwavering confidence of the digital persona. This is her siren call, inviting fans into her dream world. Playfully seductive, but incisively about unattainable idols. Beat change. Synth swell, adding reverb to echoes forever, like infinite loops. Subtle sound. Layered vocals create a choral effect, only clear on headphones, mimicking the avatars multiplying. Shine Forever ties to transhumanism, uninstalling pain, eternal digital youth. Means, I am a princess, I'm a star, I shine forever, baby come here, I know I'm your dream. The repetition of further emphasizes alluring, almost siren-like call. The beat becomes slightly more insistent here, building anticipation for the chorus. Listen closely to the rising synth melody. It creates a sense of being pulled closer. The theme of digital eternity is further reinforced by the subtle glitch stutter effects. Remember, in music, a glitch stutter effect is a production technique that intentionally mimics a digital error, like a microsample, which is a word or a syllable that is intentionally repeated. Slight vocal chops and echoes on Nav Segda, meaning forever, create a sense of infinity, as if her shine is looping endlessly in the digital void. A stutter on Mekta, meaning dream, feels like a glitch in the listener's perception. Her dreamlike allure is captivating but distorted, and never fully graspable. This speaks to a deeper meaning about the permanence of digital fame. The claim to shine forever ties into transhumanist ideas of uninstalling pain and achieving eternal digital youth. It's both a boast and a lament. She's eternal, but only as a construct, while her real self might be lost in the process. The invitation to come here is a tease, promising an intimacy that is ultimately unattainable. The hypnic repetition comments on the addictive nature of fame and fandom, a cycle of desire for a dream that's always just out of reach. The pre-chorus's hypnic repetition could be seen as a commentary on the addictive nature of fame and fandom. Just as the listener is drawn in by the beat and the lyrics, fans are drawn to celebrities, chasing a dream that is just always out of reach. It's a cycle of desire and frustration, amplified by the digital age's endless scroll. Chorus explosion. Party on a distant planet. The chorus of Superstar is its pulsing heart and undeniable core, a high-energy explosion that functions as the ultimate declaration of digital stardom. It's a celebration of hedonism and virtual transcendence, built on a foundation of driving electronic rhythms. Posthuman means look at me, a command for attention. Translates to electronic eyes will dance in the avatar. It's cyber dance floor magic. There's a beat change, full drop with 808 kicks and arpeggiated synths that dance, like eyes blinking. The pitch-shifted echoes on Star creates a starry cascade. Headphones reveal micro-glitches like data corruption. This critiques virtual fame, parting alone on a far planet, eyes electronic but soulless. Playful energy masks deeper loneliness. The repetition at the end solidifies the message. This is an undeniable truth within the song's universe. The production layers become even richer, creating a sense of overwhelming digital energy and celebration. This is the ultimate declaration of digital stardom. The repetitive star, star, star acts like an echo in a vast digital space, reinforcing the central theme. Notice a significant beat drop and the introduction of a more driving electronic rhythm. The layered synths create a feeling of being surrounded by a vibrant digital energy. Pay attention to the subtle glitch effects peppered throughout the course, a nod to the digital nature of the superstar persona. Musical production and glitch effects. The layered production creates a sense of being surrounded by overwhelming digital energy, like a rave on a virtual server. The signature element is the prominent glitch effect, the star of the course. The repetition of "Baby, I'm a superstar, star, star" is chopped into fragments, creating a stuttering loop that feels like a malfunctioning hologram or data corruption. This effect is both catchy and disorienting, mirroring the paradox of fame. It's glamorous but inherently unstable. The subtle glitches on party, party, and body, body add a robotic quality, a sonic representation of a cyborg identity that blurs the lines between human and machine, further adding into Robopup's persona. Thematic analysis, liberation versus entrapment. On the surface, the course is a dual celebration of liberation and entrapment. The command, Posthuman, meaning look at me, is a demand for attention benefiting a superstar, emphasizing the performative nature of her fame. However, a deeper read reveals a critique of virtual existence and a profound sense of loneliness. The electronoglaza, meaning electric eyes, are particularly evocative. While they represent her audience, perhaps AI, perhaps fans watching her through screens, they also suggest constant, soulless surveillance. She's reveling in her stardom, but is also perpetually being watched. This duality is captured by the line, "On a planet oh so far," which reinforces her isolation. She is an untouchable superstar parting alone. Ultimately, the course critiques the culture of virtual fame. The glitch effect hint that this digital persona is fragile, prone to breaking down under the pressure of constant performance. It reflects the unease of a hyper-digital world where everyone can be a superstar in their own curated avatar. But this pressure can lead to a fragmented sense of self. The triumphant declaration of being a superstar becomes fractured and repeated, solidifying its truth within the song's universe while simultaneously exposing its inherent instability. The course's danceability invites the listeners to lose themselves in the beat, but the glitch effect keeps them slightly off balance, reflecting the unease of living in a hyper-digital world. One might see this as a critique of social media culture, where everyone is trying to be a superstar and become viral, but the pressure to perform can lead to a fragmented sense of self. Verse 3. The Dreamlike Allure.
You heard me in a dream, think you saw me on the screen. Baby, I'm your favorite thing, turn me on and hear me sing. Think you heard me in a dream, think you saw me in the screen. Baby, I'm your favorite thing, turn me on and hear me sing.
Verse 3 shifts to a more intimate tone, directly addressing the listener, creating a sense of heightened intimacy. Think you heard me in a dream, think you saw me in the screen, positions the protagonist in a liminal space, neither fully real nor fully functional. She exists as a dream, a memory, a pixelated image, blurring the boundaries between fantasy and reality. This persuasive digital influence deeply ingrains her into the listener's consciousness. This instrumentalization, slightly more stripped back than the course, reinforces his intimacy, as if the superstar is directly speaking through the screen. Think you heard me in a dream, think you saw me in a screen. Fans' parasocial obsession. Puppy Girl is Robopup's signature. Cute yet wired, rare specs like NFT uniqueness. Baby, I'm Your Favorite Thing is both confident and possessive, claiming the listener's devotion. The line, Turn me on and hear me sing, functions as a clever double entendre. It's sexually suggestive, but it's also technological, implying she's a machine that needs activation to perform. This isn't just about internet fame anymore. This is about becoming dreamlike, blurred between consciousness and media. To hear her in a dream, it's intimacy. To see her on a screen is parasocial. Robopup positions herself as both a dream object and digital entity, occupying both spaces simultaneously. The hidden meaning? This verse critically explores the parasocial relationship between artist and audience. The protagonist is acutely aware of her fantasy status, a favorite thing, existing primarily in the listener's mind or on their screen. The implication of Turn Me On and Hear Me Sing is that her agency is tied to being consumed. Without an audience to activate her, she remains dormant. It's a poignant commentary on the profound dependency of digital stars on viewers. While fans might interpret this verse as a direct love letter, it simultaneously acts as a subtle critique of how celebrities are commodified, essentially turned on for entertainment. The dream/screen dichotomy further highlights the increasingly blurred lines between reality and virtual reality, a Renaissance theme in our augmented world. Verse 4. The Posthuman Manifesto. This verse dives deeper into the cybernetic aspects of Robopup's persona, exploding into what could be described as pure posthuman poetry. It's the song's most explicitly cyberpunk section, where Robopup fully embraces her transhumanist identity, the merging of human and machine as means of escaping or transcending biological limitations.
I'm a puppy girl from another world. I got wires in my hair, all my specs are super rare. I have upgraded my brain, I have uninstalled my pain. Plug me in and watch me play, I got Bluetooth in my veins. Plug me in and watch me play. I got Bluetooth in my veins. Plug me in and watch me play. Plug me in and watch me play. I'm a puppy girl from another world.
This opening line establishes a playful yet subversive contrast. The puppy girl descriptor adds as a layer of vulnerability and approachable cuteness, which juxtaposes sharply with her declarations of technological power. However, by placing this puppy in another world, she becomes alien and untouchable. This duality might also critique the infantilization of women in pop culture, placing a seamlessly cute archetype into a position of immense power.
I got wires in my hair, all my specs are super rare.
These lines blur a vivid image of a cyborg, establishing a aesthetic of a cybernetic beauty. The wires and hair are a visual marker of her integrating technology, while her super rare specs turn her very identity into a form of collectible, bespoke tech, a one-of-a-kind piece of digital art.
I have upgraded my brain, I have uninstalled my pain.
This is arguably the most powerful couplet. It uses the language of software to describe a fundamental alteration of the human experience. Upgraded my brain suggests a transcendence of intellect limits, but uninstalled my pain is a more profound statement. Here, the digital language swallows the human emotion. Suffering becomes a deletable app. While this implies achieving a kind of digital nirvana, it also points to a potential loss of vulnerability that is inherently human. Perhaps she's been hurt so many times, and she's now rewriting suffering as software.
Plug me in and watch me play, I got Bluetooth in my veins.
This is a brilliant metaphor for connectivity as lifeblood. The repetition of veins paired with Bluetooth reinforces the idea of complete and total integration. Her very existence depends on being plugged into the digital world. Glitch effect analysis. The glitch effect is at its peak here, with heavy stutters on veins, and play. These repetitions feel like a system overload, as if her cyborg body is struggling to contain its energy. The glitch effect mimics the sound of skipping a record or corrupted file, reinforcing the idea that her identity is a construct prone to errors. The vocal chops on Plug Me In sound like a machine booting up, emphasizing her mechanical nature. The hidden meaning? This verse is a love letter to transhumanism, the idea that technology can evolve us beyond our biological limits. By uninstalling pain, the protagonist has achieved a kind of digital nirvana, but at what cost? The Puppy Girl moniker might be a nod to Robopup's own branding, but it also invokes the idea of a pet, something adorable yet controlled, perhaps by the very technology that empowers her. The Bluetooth veins line is a brilliant metaphor for connectivity as lifeblood, suggesting that her existence depends on being plugged into the digital world. This verse invites speculation about the ethics of transhumanism. Is the protagonist truly free, or is she just a slave to her own upgrades? As I've said before, the Puppy Girl image might be a critique of the infantilization of women in pop culture, juxtaposed with the power of her technological enhancements. It's a complete interplay of vulnerability and strength, cuteness and menace. The sounds? Verse 4 beats thickens with the bass veins pulsing. Headphones catch wire like static crackles. Bluetooth and veins symbolizes total integration, a body as a device, critiquing our phone-addicted society. Her birth, likely in the 2000s, makes this Gen Z poignant. Pre-chorus and final chorus, looping back to Stardom.
Принцесса и звезда, я сверкаю навсегда. Baby, подойди сюда, знаю, я твоя мечта. Да, 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 я сверкаю навсегда. Да, 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 знаю, я твоя мечта. Я принцесса, я звезда, and I like to party, party. Смотрите на меня, as I move my body, body. Электронные глаза танцуют в аватаре, раре. On a planet with sapphire, baby, I'm a superstar. Я принцесса, я звезда, and I like to party, party. Смотрите на меня, as I move my body, body. Электронные глаза танцуют в аватаре, раре. On a planet with sapphire, baby, I'm a superstar. Baby, I'm a superstar, baby, I'm a superstar.
The chorus repetition, baby I'm a superstar, star, star, isn't laziness, it's a hypnic reinforcement. She loops her stardom into infinity like a mantra. In Hyperpop, looping isn't filler, it's spellcasting. The more she repeats, the more you believe. By the end, she's not asking you to call her a superstar, she's encoded the word into your head. Repeating the pre-chorus and the chorus reinforces a cycle, eternal superstar loop. Final echoes fade with decaying synths like logging off. It's addictive, mirroring digital addiction. As the song fades out, we're left with the lingering echoes of the chorus and the subtle electronic textures. Robopup masterfully creates a sonic world that is both alluring and slightly unsettling, exploring themes of identity, technology, and the nature of stardom in the digital age. At the end, Superstar isn't just a catchy tune, it's a carefully constructed exploration of unique and captivating persona. The deeper meaning of Superstar. At its heart, Superstar is about the paradox of fame in the digital age. The protagonist is a larger-than-life figure, a princess, a star, and a cyborg puppy girl, who revels in her power and allure. But that power comes at a cost. Isolation, commodification, and a loss of authenticity. The bilingual lyrics and the glitch effects amplify this, creating a sense of being caught between worlds, human and machine, Russian and American, real and virtual. The song celebrates the freedom to craft one's identity through technology while mourning the disconnection that comes with it. There's three main hidden meanings: transhumanism versus humanity. The protagonist's upgrades, uninstalled pain, and Bluetooth in her veins suggest a desire to transcend human limitations, but they also hint at a loss of emotional depth. The heart in a jar and electronic eyes imply that fame and technology can dehumanize, turning relationships into transactions and emotions into data. Famous performance. The repeated calls to look at me and turn me on underscore the performative nature of stardom. The protagonist exists only when she's being consumed, a commentary on how celebrities are defined by their audience's gaze. Cultural duality. The mix of Russian and English reflects Robopup's own identity, but also speaks to the globalized nature of modern fame. The protagonist is a citizen of nowhere and everywhere, a superstar who transcends borders but belongs to none. Some extra thoughts I have. Nostalgia for the future. The song's cyberpunk aesthetics evokes early 2000s internet culture. Think MySpace, Second Life, and the promise of a digital utopia. It's nostalgic for a future that quite never arrived, where technology was supposed to liberate us, but instead trapped us in new cycles of performance and surveillance. Robopup's persona. As a small artist, Robopup uses Superstar to carve out her own mythology. The song feels like a manifesto, declaring her place in the music world while acknowledging the absurdity and fragility of that ambition. It's both a power move and a vulnerability confession. Outro. Final thoughts and social shoutouts. Whew, what a ride. Superstar by Robopup is a kaleidoscope exploration of fame, identity, and technology, wrapped in a pulsating electronic package. Through its bilingual lyrics, vivid imagery, and glitch-heavy production, it captures the thrill and terror of being a digital diva. The protagonist is a princess, a star, a cyborg puppy girl, but she's also a mirror, reflecting our own desires and anxieties in a world where we're all performing for electronic eyes. The glitch effect isn't a stylistic choice, it's the song's soul, reminding us that even the brightest stars flicker in the digital void. What do you think of Superstar? Do you see the protagonist as a liberated icon or a trapped avatar? Do you think I was reaching too much? Did I miss any themes or underlying tones? Again, big thank you to Robopup for allowing me to make this overanalysis. What other songs by Robopup, Cyan, or Chemical, or maybe even some other artists, should I analyze next? Make sure you support Robopup. I have all her social media links in the description. Remember, I'm your guy for overanalyses. My name's Doctor Electro at the Electro Company. You just watched the third episode of my overanalysis series. I'll catch you in the next one.